This is Matrix Lord 212, and today I'm going to discuss Sorrow of Separation, my first book that's part of the series, the Sorrow of Separation series. As you can see, this is my cover. I'm trying to show it without the glare, and there is my picture as well. Okay, I wrote this poetry series to help people out of depression and to motivate people for a better way of life. If you were going through some form of depression, whether it be from a divorce, a separation, a loss of a loved one, loss of a child, you could relate to what I went through. I went through 9 years' time of depression. A lot of bad things happened to me, but I survived. And this book is based on my story and tells all my different emotions and feelings of going through this. I wrote this book, and it healed me just to write it, but I didn't realize how much of a difference it was going to make in my life. I wrote science fiction throughout my whole life, never had anything published. When the time came and I wanted to do a change with my life, because my science fiction novel wasn't ready, my publisher Xebris asked me if I had anything else to establish my writer's portfolio, and I did write poetry. I wrote poetry when I was going through this for a while. I wrote poetry right after it happened, and then for a long time I had writer's block, basically about 9 years' time. And then I wrote, that whole year that I was writing after the depression, I started writing, the poetry started flowing, and I wrote a lot of poems. So I put it into a book, and I was working on it with Xebris, the Sorrow of Separation. But before the book was done, the inspiration started to flow, and I started to write more poems. And what I did was I decided, well, you know what, before Sorrow of Separation was published, I decided, why not make it a series? And I threw in titles and clues about future titles of the series in the first book. There's a lot of different, one of these days I'll make a video about all the different hidden clues and hidden meanings in the books. But from the first book, Sorrow of Separation, you have the title To Tomorrow's Song hidden in there, which is the second book. You have Winds of Change, the third title. You have Lost Ways in there. You have even Shadow's Reign is in the book. And I do talk of destiny. The fourth book was always up in the air what I was going to call it, whether it be Dates of Destiny or Destiny's Calling. But I did wind up settling with Destiny's Calling because that's a better title and much more powerful. But the book has been a rewarding experience for me. I always worked in retail, and I wanted to create something that would be memorable, something that could outlive me. And I wrote these books, and I hope, when the time came and I was gone from this earth, that my kids can continue to make money and survive from these books, and maybe it could help them. I could leave something behind, and I really try to help people. That's the type of person I am. I'm very, very happy and motivated today. Like I said, tomorrow's another day, and you know what? Today's tomorrow. So I'm night and day. I'm different. I feel great. My life is in perspective. I'm happy today, and you know what? The Sorrow of Separation series is going to continue to help as many people as it can with many different forms of emotion, many different time periods, different points of view, different styles. That's from me. Some books will rhyme, some will not. Some will tell a story, some will not. They'll be standalone. But this poetry series is meant to help people. It comes from the heart, and that's what this book is. When I wrote this book, I lost, I put a lot of stuff into this book. When I lost my child, we had a miscarriage, and I lost Crystal. But then I had Joseph. We had Joseph and Anthony, and I wrote about that. I wrote about when I lost my father. It's very all these different things were going on, and my broken heart. So, very, very positive book. It's a very sad book. It's a sad book, but it leads into happiness, leads into the positive. And you could relate to my pain. You could feel my pain, and hopefully it can strengthen and empower you to better your life. I'm not an expert. in depression. I don't claim to be. This is just my point of view. There have been many different poets out there that are like amazing and wonderful and memorable, and I'm not trying to be anybody else but myself. I'm not trying to classify myself as the amazing poet. I just write from the heart, and whatever I write, whatever I feel like writing, I write. If I want to do poetry, if I want to do sci-fi, that's what I do. I mean, last night I wrote, this morning I wrote a piece for Doctor Who that, I was like, wow. I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could submit it. So, whatever my inspiration takes me, imagination, I write about. So, this poetry series means a lot to me. Very sad, but it's inspirational, and it gets positive, and leads into the next book, which is Tomorrow's Song. But I'll talk about that in another video. So, give it a chance, check it out. It's available on, you can buy it from the website www.sorrowseparation.com. You can buy it all over the internet, Android Market, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, the Kindle, the Nook, just about everywhere. It's in paperback, it's in hardcover, it's an ebook. And I'm not making this video to, for sales. I said I wasn't going to talk about the books really that much, but you know what though? This is me. The books are what, I'm not going to hide from who I am. I'm not going to hide it from anybody. I write from the heart, and that's what I do, and I motivate. And you know what? I'm going to continue doing that, and I'm not going to hide from it on my channel. I'm going to display the books. I'm going to show off the books. If you want to check the books out, if you want to buy it, that's great. If not, maybe you can get some inspiration from my videos when I try to motivate people. Like in the last one, I know was very sad. I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, it looked like I was crying, which, I probably was. I mean, it was just, I really believe, have faith, and you know what? You got to get out of your depression. Only you can get out of your depression. So the video's going a little too long. I don't want it to get cut off. But check out the Sorrow Separation series by me. Xebris is the publisher. And on the website, www.xebris.com, if you look up Sorrow Separation, you'll see my real name. I'm not going to say what it is here. But you could look up all my books. And from the website, sorrowseparation.com, you could see all the 5 books that are published, as well as if you look on Facebook, Shadow's Reign is the 6th one, and Greatness and Glory is the 7th one. Shadow's Reign will come out in a couple weeks, and Greatness and Glory will come out in 2 months. So, alright, thanks a lot, bye-bye.